Before I get to more speaking parts, I would like for us to keep singing. I would like to teach you this Celtic chant called Come Light of Lights. The words are, come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. And since you are pretty perfectly separated yourselves into two groups, I would like this side to be part one, this side to be part two, and everybody on the Zoom, you can pick either parts. So let's begin with part one. Repeat after me. Come light of light into my heart, and come light of light into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. And that's all for you, part one. Part two. It goes a little high, so you can sing in your own octave. Part two goes, come light of lights into my heart. And come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Good. Part one, do you still remember your part? Whichever part you feel more comfortable singing, you can take that part. I would like us to go through each individual part once through. So we'll do part one, part two, and then we'll merge them together. If you get lost, just keep singing. Okay, let's begin from the beginning. And come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Part two. Come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Together. Come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. One more time. Come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Good. That was very good, you guys. Now, when I was preparing for today's service, I had a hard time deciding on what to say. I'm sure this is similar to any of your passions in life. The struggle is always, where do I begin? There's so much to cover, so much to say. But in the end, I kept coming back to the one thing that laid the foundation for my musical life: a beautiful sound. It all began with the sound. Not just any sound, but a specifically beautiful sound upon the request from my first piano teacher. That's too soft. Don't be stingy. Be generous with the sound. Oh, but don't smash the keys. Be clear, but now it's too robotic. Be lyrical, but now it's too mushy. See, now you're smearing the notes. As far back as I can remember, my earliest musical memories were formed at the piano bench with my first piano teacher. I called her 胡老师, teacher Hu. The beautiful sound that she relentlessly demanded in every lesson was, of course, for every single note in every single song. She would make me practice the same note over and over again until she was satisfied. Do you hear it? She would ask. This is the sound. Do you feel it? She would ask while she holds and molds my hand. This is how you do it. I would sheepishly nod my head and go home to practice begrudgingly and painstakingly this very art of perfecting a beautiful sound, day in, day out. Lucky for me, my loving mother would sit with me during every daily practice for many, many years. Now, indulge me for a moment while I digress a little bit. I want to take a minute to break down this highly beautiful, high-maintenance sound that was so strictly demanded of me in every lesson. It starts with a relaxed body, dropped shoulders, loose elbows, and flowing wrists. And with the preparation of a breath, the sound is produced upon an exhale as if the sound had already begun from within me, uttered through me, and finally pressed into the keys. Then the hammers inside the piano strike the strings from below. One end of the strings is supported on bridges, which are attached to the soundboard below the cast iron plate. Then the vibrations of the strings are transmitted to the soundboard through the bridges, and the sounds resonate as a result of the soundboard vibrating the air. Amazing, isn't it? Of course, little Linli didn't know all of that at almost 4 years old. At the time, it was really just monkey see, monkey do. I simply mimicked the motions and gestures of my teacher and often carelessly plodded away at the piano. No matter how many times she had to correct my ugly, clunky sounds, Teacher Hu always asked for this very beautiful sound. And thus, the pursuit of the perfect sounds had taken root. Consistently producing beautiful sounds became second nature to me. It became an easier task after years of practice, especially when it's done alone. Trying to achieve it with an ensemble, well, that was a different beast altogether. I had an amazing choir director in high school, Mrs. Martinez, who, until I had met her, had never encountered anyone else who was equally relentless about the pursuit of a perfect sound as Teacher Hu. 4 years of singing under her guidance was humbling and enlightening. At times, my teenage hubris would wash over me, and I would think to myself, ugh, why'd I have to sing with all these people? They're not even good. But that has never been the point of choral singing, has it? We had students from all walks of life in our beautiful ensemble. Some came from abusive and broken families. Some had the comfort of a loving home like me. Some came from financially savvy families, and some had the determination to sell hundreds of coupon books during our annual fundraiser to raise money for themselves because their families couldn't afford to spend a penny to send them on our big field trip, but they really, really wanted to go with their friends. No matter who we were, we would gather in our choir room at our scheduled times every week. And Mrs. Martinez would do everything in her power to get us to sing together, blend our sounds together, start together, breathe together, end together. If one person ends even a split second late, she would make us do it again. And if we did everything right for once, well, we got to do it again to make sure that we were consistent. The pursuit of the perfect sounds thus continued beyond my own obsession. One day during our usual choir practice, a classmate got the impossible news that her father suddenly passed away from a heart attack. Her loving father had never missed a choir concert. He was her biggest cheerleader, and so she asked all of us if it would be possible to have our choir sing at her father's funeral, and without hesitation, we all said yes. It would be an honor. The song we chose was one that our choir knew very well. We had already performed it numerous times during that school year. Yet when we sang it at the funeral, with our heavy hearts, sniffling noses, lumps in our throats, and eyes full of tears, we sang the most angelic sounds we had ever sung together. When the last note was gracefully cut off, the sounds lingered in the air, and the entire church was still. The sounds held everyone together that day, and my understanding for the perfect sounds deepened. What Teacher Hu and Mrs. Martinez didn't say out loud all those years ago, and what I have concluded for myself since then, is that no matter how detail-oriented we are when producing and manipulating the perfect sounds, at the heart of every perfect sound, there has to be love. The love we have for the sounds themselves, the love we have for our own craft, the love we have for each other, and the love we hold that reaches far beyond. That is the reason we keep practicing the perfect sounds day in, day out. Love is the reason for sharing the perfect sounds. And love is the reason these sounds can transcend beyond our earthly realm. Now it all begins with a sound. Not just any sound, but a specifically beautiful sound that at the heart of it carries love. From there, everything else can fall into place, and the music can begin. I would like for us to sing Come Light of Lights again, but we'll do a little bit differently this time. I would like everyone to sing part one only. I would like for us to first hum it. Is our starting note. Now, when we hum, try not to press your sound. You want the space within your mouth this to be as spacious as this room, with a raised palate as tall as the ceiling of a cathedral. Or, as Mrs. Martinez used to say, you want to feel like you have a golf ball in your mouth. So we'll hum that way. Good. This time, I would like everyone to gently place your hands here. We're going to hum again. I would like for you to feel the change of where the vibration is when your voice is moving. Okay, let's hum again. Isn't it? Now imagine everyone. Your voice is vibrating within you, but the sounds are vibrating the air, and thus we hear each other. And even people who are deaf, there are deaf musicians out there, did you know? And the way they perceive music is through the vibrations. So this time, I would like us to hum again. I would like for you to imagine the vibrations of your neighbors. We'll hum again. Beautiful. This time we will expand to a ooh. But first, let's match our sound. Ooh, listen to your neighbors. And if you run out of air, just keep coming back in. We'll hold on to the ooh for now. Ooh. Excellent. Did you hear how some people didn't start quite at the same pitch, but then at the end, it all melted together? This time, if you can turn to your neighbor, if you have a neighbor, I would like for you to match the shape of their ooh so that all of our oohs are the same ooh. Okay? So, if you can, so you'll have to stare at your neighbor's mouths. It's okay. We all have good teeth here. So, we'll hold the ooh again, yeah? But this time, try to match the people around you. And it is very hard to do without laughing, isn't it? Good. And now we'll sing through the whole tune again on ooh. See if you can maintain that same shape so that everyone is matching, and that way our voices will blend together, even though we all have vastly different voices. Okay, here comes the tune. And very nice. I would like to hold the higher note this time. I would like for you to imagine that you can pull your sound out from here. Almost. As if we can match whichever octave you're singing in. Try to match with people who are singing in the same octave as you. So whether you're singing up here, ooh, as me, or ooh, down here, or an octave below, which I can't reach, whichever octave, try to match the people who are singing in the same octave. Okay, here we go again. That was better. This time, can you imagine a traffic cone? Well, lots of space back here, and not a lot of space in front, but the sound will zoom out of you. And this time, I would like for us to hold our sounds. Again, if you drop out because you ran out of air, just take a breath and come back in, rejoin the group. And then I would like everyone to watch me because we are going to cut off together. Okay, again, just one note. See, this is what my teachers used to do with us. Torture, isn't it? Okay, the same note again, whichever octave you want. And almost. Let's try again. I won't make you hold it this long again. But our goal this time is we are going to end together. Okay? And almost. We had a couple lingering voices, but we can do it, you guys. Let's try again. Wow, did you hear that? That was great. So now, with the words. With the words again, if we can share the Come Light of Lights. We're gonna sing it one time through. Let me sing it so you can hear the timing again. And then we'll sing it all together. Come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. So the heart is always the long sound. And before I sing it, I would like to make a request that you listen louder than you sing. Okay, here we go. We'll all sing in unison this time. And come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Good. This time, we will listen and sing at an equal volume, if that makes sense. So that our sounds are generous and not shy, but we are still listening to our neighbors. And the ooh that we practiced earlier, all of our sounds should be in that space. Come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Good. And this time, we'll add a little bit of shape, which some of you are actually already doing instinctively. So, let me demonstrate. We'll grow. Come light of lights into, and the word into, we're going to emphasize, we're going to grow through that word. To my heart. So the emphasis will finally fall on the word heart. Same thing for the second sentence. We'll grow through the phrase, come wisdom of spirit. And the word spirit will emphasize as how we would say it. Yeah, first syllable is how we stress. Spirit into my heart. Always emphasize the word heart. Okay, let's try it with those little details this time. And come light of lights into my heart. Come wisdom of spirit into my heart. Good. This time we're going to hold on to the very last heart. I would like for you to watch me This hand is the one that holds the note. This hand is if I go like this, I would like you to grow your sound. If I go like this, I would like you to soften your sound. And then, of course, we will all watch for the cutoff so that we can end the heart with a T together. Okay, just the last note, heart. This is our note. Ready, and ooh, so close. One more time. Ooh, the crescendo was excellent. When we soften, make sure you don't lose heart. Otherwise, the sound starts to get really airy. But I still need the core of the sound. Yeah? Ready, and that was better. It was almost perfect. Let's try one more time. I promise I won't be stuck on this. One more time. Almost. And one last time, we'll sing through the whole song, and we will, to our best ability, start together, breathe together, and end together. Is our starting sound. Come, light of light, into my heart. Come, wisdom of spirit, into my heart. Thank you, everyone. That was beautiful.